Chosen one, have you noticed how strange everything feels lately? Time doesn't feel real, people's energy is shifting, and nothing seems normal anymore. That's because a massive transformation is happening. And if you're not ready, you could be left behind. You're not imagining these changes. The world is experiencing a spiritual shift of extraordinary magnitude. Those who fail to prepare will be caught off guard, but those who are ready will thrive. You've likely felt it already, that quiet unease, that sense that something is happening beneath the surface of the ordinary. You've been chosen to see this before others, to feel the changes that many still overlook. Today, we'll uncover why this shift is happening, how it's already affecting your life, and what you must do to avoid being left behind. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what steps to take to align with this new energy and embrace the opportunities it brings. If you resonate with this message, comment 77, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Special thanks to our membership subscribers. Your support helps us bring this message to those who need it most. If you'd like to join the membership, click the link in the description. Now, let's dive in and uncover the truth behind this massive spiritual shift. The evidence that a massive spiritual shift is happening. Have you felt it yet? The world isn't what it used to be. The days blur together, and time seems to stretch and compress in ways that make no sense. You wake up and realize that the structures you once trusted, the patterns you relied on, are no longer holding up. It feels as though the very foundation of life is shifting beneath your feet. Maybe you've noticed people acting differently, more anxious, more scattered, or simply more distant. The stability you once counted on is now a mirage. This isn't just a passing phase. It's something much bigger. The shift isn't confined to politics, economics, or the social realm. It's spiritual. Something deeper is calling out, and whether you're fully aware of it or not, you can feel it in your bones. For many, this shift can be unsettling. You might find yourself questioning everything you once thought was true. What's the point of the routines you've followed for years? Why do certain relationships feel heavier than they used to, as if they no longer fit who you are becoming? And then there's the unease that creeps in late at night, that sense that you're on the edge of something vast and unknowable. You're not alone in feeling this way. In fact, this unease is a sign that you're tuned into a much larger process. When you look around, it's clear that others are feeling it too. Conversations about purpose, alignment, and frequency have become commonplace. People are seeking answers beyond the physical, turning to the unseen forces that have always been there but were rarely acknowledged. These are not just passing fads or new age trends. They're reflections of a deeper awakening, one that's unfolding across the entire world. The shift isn't something we can fully explain with words, but there are clues all around us. Consider the words of Isaiah 43 verse 19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? This passage reminds us that transformation often begins beneath the surface. Before we see the full picture, we feel the stirring. This stirring is what's happening now. A new path is being forged, one that leads away from the old, crumbling systems and toward a higher way of living and thinking. But only those who recognize the signs will be able to walk that path. It's not just about hearing the call. It's about perceiving the shift, allowing it to guide you, and trusting that it's leading you somewhere meaningful and intentional. If you take a step back, you'll start to notice the small yet undeniable changes happening in your life. Perhaps you've experienced moments that felt almost magical, times when a thought you had was echoed moments later by someone else, or when a solution to a problem appeared just as you needed it. These aren't coincidences. They're evidence of the shift. You might find that you're drawn to different ideas, people, or places than before. The books you pick up, the conversations you're having, and even the dreams you remember upon waking all seem to point to something bigger. It's as if the universe is laying out breadcrumbs, guiding you toward a new way of being. And the more you follow these signs, the more aligned you become with this higher energy. What's remarkable about this shift is that it's not happening by accident. Higher forces are at work. Spiritual alignments, synchronicities, and divine interventions are taking place behind the scenes. It's as though the unseen hand of the universe is arranging everything just so, ensuring that you're in the right place at the right time. This isn't a test of endurance or a punishment. It's a setup for elevation. Your struggles, the moments that felt like breaking points, were actually turning points. Each challenge was clearing away what no longer served you, making room for the energy that's arriving now. The signs you're noticing, no matter how subtle or strange, are confirmations that your destiny is being shaped by forces greater than you can imagine. But this is where many people falter. They see the signs, they feel the shift, but fear holds them back. The unknown can be terrifying. Stepping into a new way of living means leaving behind the familiar, even if that familiar is no longer serving you. This is your moment to trust that the changes you feel are leading you toward something beautiful, to trust that the higher forces guiding you know what they're doing, and to trust in yourself, in the strength and wisdom you've gained through every trial you've faced. Accepting the shift isn't just about seeing it. It's about stepping into it with courage, knowing that you were chosen to rise in this moment. Now that you've seen the evidence and felt the shift within yourself, it's time to act. It's time to let go of the fear that's been holding you back and step fully into the new energy that's waiting for you. This doesn't mean you have to have all the answers. It means taking the next right step, even if it's small. It means listening to your intuition, strengthening your spiritual practice, and aligning your actions with the higher purpose that's been calling you. It means trusting the process, even when the path isn't entirely clear. You don't need to know every detail to move forward. You just need the courage to begin. As you embrace this shift, remember that you are not alone. The signs you're seeing are not just for you. They're part of a collective awakening, one that's guiding chosen ones all over the world toward a higher state of being. By aligning yourself with this shift, you're not just transforming your own life, you're contributing to the transformation of the world. Comment shift if you resonate with this message, and know that each step you take is a step closer to the future you were always meant to create. Why chosen ones feel this shift more than others? It can feel isolating, can't it? You look around and see others living their lives as though nothing has changed, as if the world still operates the way it always has. Yet deep down, you know that's not true. You sense something different in the air. It's hard to describe, almost like a vibration or a subtle pull, but it's there and you feel it every day. While others seem unaware, caught up in routines, or distracted by the noise of everyday life, you notice the shifts. Time feels warped. The usual patterns don't hold anymore. It's not just in your head, it's real. And you, chosen one, are sensitive enough to perceive it long before most people even start to wonder. For many, this heightened awareness comes with challenges. You might find yourself questioning why you feel so much when others feel so little. Why do you pick up on tension in a room when no one else notices it? Why do you sense when something is about to happen, even if you can't explain what or why? It can feel like a burden at times. You might feel like you're carrying a weight that others don't understand. While friends or family move forward without much reflection, you're often left wondering if you're alone in these feelings. This sensitivity isn't something you asked for, but it's something you've been given for a reason. You're not imagining it, and you're not alone in it. This awareness is part of your purpose. Think of Joseph in the Bible, a man who was given dreams that revealed the future. While those around him continued living their lives as usual, Joseph saw what was coming. He didn't always understand it fully, and he certainly didn't have an easy path because of it. But his ability to perceive what others couldn't was a divine gift. In the same way, you've been gifted with discernment. It may feel heavy at times, but it's also a responsibility and an honor. This sensitivity you carry allows you to prepare for what's ahead, to align yourself with the energy that's building, and eventually to guide others when they begin to sense it too. It sets you apart, not as superior, but as someone uniquely equipped to navigate these changes. Over time, you may have started noticing patterns that others miss. Maybe you've experienced moments of synchronicity that felt too perfect to be random. Or perhaps you felt an internal pull, as though your spirit is being called to something greater. This isn't just imagination. These are the signs of your awareness at work. They're reminders that your heightened sensitivity is not a curse, but a tool. It's what enables you to see beyond the surface, to understand the deeper shifts happening in the world, and to position yourself to thrive in this new energy. These small, seemingly subtle shifts in perception are actually profound indicators of your purpose. The gift of awareness also means that you're likely the one others turn to when they finally start to sense that something is off. They might come to you confused, seeking answers or reassurance. They may ask questions they've never asked before, and they'll look to you for guidance. This is another part of your purpose. You're not just aware so you can prepare yourself. You're aware so you can help others. Even if you've felt isolated in your sensitivity, there's a reason you've been given this insight before others. When the shift becomes undeniable, you'll be ready to lead, to offer clarity, and to provide strength for those who feel lost. Of course, this doesn't mean the path is easy. Being aware when others are not can be frustrating, even disheartening. You may feel like you're walking a different road, one that no one else seems to notice. But it's important to remember that your role isn't to convince everyone around you of what you see. Your role is to trust the gift you've been given, to strengthen your connection to the truth you feel, and to remain steadfast in your own growth. When the time comes, your clarity will be the light that guides others through their confusion. Ultimately, this heightened sensitivity is a sign that you're being prepared. It's not a burden, it's a calling. By embracing it, you'll discover that it's not something you have to carry alone. You'll find others, other chosen ones, who feel the same way, who understand what it means to see the shifts before they fully unfold. Together, you'll create a network of awareness, a community of people who are ready to navigate this new world. The more you trust this gift, the more you'll grow into it. And the more you grow into it, the more equipped you'll be to step into your purpose with confidence. Comment awareness if you've felt this heightened sensitivity. It's not always an easy gift to carry, but it's one that will serve you and others when the time is right. Stay open, stay observant, and trust that what you're feeling is real. You've been given this insight for a reason, and you'll soon see how it all fits into the larger picture. The signs that you are being called to prepare. Have you felt it yet? The subtle but undeniable sense that something is shifting in your life? Perhaps it began as a vague feeling, a hunch you couldn't quite explain. Over time, it grew stronger. Maybe it started in your dreams. Instead of the usual, scattered fragments, your dreams began carrying a weight, a depth. They became vivid, rich with symbols that stayed with you long after you woke. Sometimes these images made immediate sense, and other times they left you with more questions. Either way, they felt important, as though they were pointing you toward something just out of reach. You're not imagining this. These dreams aren't just random flickers of your subconscious. They're one of the first ways you're being called to prepare for what's ahead. And it's not just dreams. There's a synchronicity that's hard to ignore. Have you ever thought about something? Maybe a question you've been wrestling with, only to overhear a conversation that delivers the exact answer you needed? Or perhaps you've been drawn to a certain book, video, or even a song, and when you engaged with it, you realized it contained the very guidance you were seeking. These moments aren't mere coincidences. They're signposts along your path, gentle nudges from the universe or from God, steering you toward clarity. They're reminders that you're not wandering aimlessly. You're being led, step by step, toward a greater understanding and purpose. When you begin to notice these patterns, it's as though a veil is being lifted. You start to see that your life isn't just happening to you. It's unfolding according to a divine plan. One of the most unusual signs is the feeling that time itself is shifting. You've probably experienced it. Days that seem to fly by, leaving you wondering where the hours went, or moments that stretch out, as if the clock is moving slower than usual. This isn't just a quirk of perception. It's a sign that the usual rhythms are changing. The world is adjusting. You might find yourself questioning how you've used your time, or why certain events seem to align in such strange and perfect ways. It's as if the universe is recalibrating, and you're noticing the shifts because you're meant to. This awareness is not meant to confuse you, but to wake you up. It's another call to prepare, to tune into what's really happening, and to align yourself with the energy that's moving beneath the surface. Beyond these external signs, you might also feel a deeper knowing within yourself. It's a quiet voice, an inner pull, urging you to pay attention. It's as if your intuition has become louder, more insistent. You may not always know exactly what you're being guided toward, but you sense that now is the time to listen. This internal guidance might encourage you to change certain habits, explore new spiritual practices, or seek wisdom from sources you hadn't considered before. The more you pay attention to this inner voice, the clearer the path becomes. Each step, each choice you make to follow that pull, brings you closer to your purpose. This inner knowing isn't just random. It's the call of your higher self, preparing you for what's to come. As these signs continue to appear, they might challenge you to reassess what you thought you knew. The patterns you relied on, the routines that once felt stable, now feel out of sync. This isn't a mistake. It's a prompt to reevaluate. What no longer fits? What have you been holding on to that's preventing you from stepping into the next phase of your journey? These questions may feel uncomfortable at first, but they're necessary. They're part of the process of preparation. The signs you're seeing, those dreams, synchronicities, and shifts in perception, are clearing the way for something new. They're asking you to release what no longer serves you so that you can make room for the growth that's on the horizon. It's important to remember that these signs aren't about perfection. They're not telling you that you must have everything figured out right now. Instead, they're inviting you to stay open, to trust the process, and to take small, intentional steps forward. You don't need to rush or force anything. The signs will continue to guide you, each one appearing at just the right time, showing you the next piece of the puzzle. As you learn to trust these signs, you'll find that the path ahead becomes more clear. You'll feel a sense of alignment, a calm confidence that you're exactly where you're meant to be. This is the true purpose of these signs, not to overwhelm you, but to help you see that you are being prepared in ways both subtle and profound. When you start recognizing these signs for what they are, everything begins to shift. Instead of feeling lost or uncertain, you'll feel empowered. Instead of doubting the strange patterns you notice, you'll see them as confirmations that you're on the right path. Each sign is a reminder that you are being called to something greater. The journey may not always be easy, but it's purposeful. It's leading you to a deeper understanding of yourself, your connection to the divine, and your role in the unfolding changes around you. Trust the signs, let them guide you, and know that by paying attention, you are answering the call to prepare for the incredible journey ahead. What happens to those who ignore this shift? When the world begins to change, the instinct for many is to hold on to what they know. They cling to the familiar, even as it becomes clear that the old ways are no longer working. Have you noticed how some people insist that things will go back to normal? They're hoping that if they wait long enough, the stability they once relied on will reappear. But deep down, you probably sense the truth. There is no going back. The world has shifted, and those who fail to see it will be caught off guard. They'll struggle to navigate a landscape that no longer fits the patterns they've relied on. As the systems they trust continue to unravel, they'll find themselves disconnected, frustrated, and overwhelmed. This isn't a judgment. It's simply the natural consequence of resisting change. Imagine standing on a crumbling foundation, hoping it will somehow hold steady. Over time, cracks appear, and no matter how hard you try to ignore them, they grow wider. The structures you once leaned on for security are no longer strong enough to support you. Those who refuse to acknowledge the shift will find themselves trapped, trying to make sense of a world that's already moved on. They'll feel the weight of their reluctance to adapt, and they'll become increasingly stuck in cycles of confusion, fear, and despair. This isn't a punishment. It's the inevitable result of clinging to something that can no longer sustain them. Jesus' parable in Matthew 7 verses 24 to 27 offers a clear illustration of this principle. He describes two houses, one built on a solid rock foundation and the other on sand. When the storms came, only the house on the rock remained standing. The house on the sand, however, collapsed under the pressure. In the same way, those who align themselves with the new energy, who choose to adapt and grow, will find stability. But those who ignore the shift will feel their foundations give way. They'll struggle to hold on to what was, rather than embracing what is. This isn't about divine punishment. It's about the consequences of refusing to build on a foundation strong enough to withstand the storm. As the shift continues, opportunities will arise. Opportunities for growth, for connection, for stepping into new roles and purposes. But for those who resist, these opportunities will pass them by. They'll be so focused on trying to restore the old that they'll miss the chance to move forward. Instead of finding clarity, they'll remain lost in a fog of confusion. They'll watch as others adapt, thrive, and rise, all the while feeling left behind. The frustration and fear they experience won't come from external forces. It will come from their own refusal to acknowledge what's happening around them and within them. By ignoring the shift, they'll keep themselves locked in a cycle that never leads to the freedom and purpose they desire. For many, this resistance stems from fear of the unknown. Change is uncomfortable. It requires letting go of what's familiar, even if that familiar thing no longer serves them. But ignoring the shift only prolongs the discomfort. It's like holding onto a lifeboat with holes, refusing to board the sturdy vessel that's been sent to rescue them. They might believe they're staying safe by holding on, but in reality, they're sinking deeper into the very chaos they fear. By trying to preserve the old, they're preventing themselves from experiencing the peace, clarity, and strength that come from stepping into something new. Ultimately, those who resist will have to face the consequences of their choice. They'll look around and see others who have embraced the shift, moving forward with confidence and purpose. They'll feel the distance growing between themselves and those who chose to align with the new energy. This growing gap won't be caused by any external force. It will be a result of their own refusal to move forward. But here's the important thing. It's never too late to start. Even those who initially resist can choose to open their eyes, to acknowledge the shift, and to take that first step toward alignment. The moment they do, they'll begin to find their footing again. This isn't a message of despair. It's a message of choice. Every day presents the opportunity to decide. Will you cling to the past and remain stuck, or will you embrace the shift and move forward? For those who ignore the signs, the road will be harder. But for those who choose to stand on solid ground, to adapt, and to align with the new energy, the journey becomes one of growth, strength, and purpose. Comment strength if you're ready to stand firm. In the next section, we'll talk about how you can fully embrace this energy and move forward with confidence. How to step fully into this new energy and embrace the change. The world is shifting beneath your feet, and it's natural to feel both anticipation and uncertainty. You can sense that this isn't a small adjustment. It's a profound transformation, both globally and personally. As this new energy flows through your life, you might feel a nudge, a gentle but persistent pull to step forward, to rise. This shift is not something to resist. It's something to embrace. You've been chosen for this moment, and everything you've experienced has prepared you to navigate these changes. Now is the time to step into that role and fully embrace the new energy moving through your life. Acknowledging the shift is the first and most important step. It starts with recognizing that the world as you knew it is no longer the same. That might feel daunting, but it's also liberating. The old structures, habits, and patterns that once held you back are losing their grip. What you're feeling isn't just change. It's an invitation to align with something greater. When you accept that the world is transforming and that you're meant to transform with it, you open yourself to growth. This isn't about perfection. It's about being willing to see things differently, to let go of the past, and to step forward with a new sense of purpose. One way to do this is to deepen your spiritual connection. The shift isn't just happening around you, it's happening within you. Take time each day to center yourself. Whether through prayer, meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence, these moments help you reconnect with your higher self, grounding you in the midst of change. As you strengthen your spiritual foundation, you'll find that the new energy feels less overwhelming and more empowering. This isn't a time for fear. It's a time to lean into the divine guidance that has always been available to you. By consistently nurturing your spiritual practices, you'll start to feel stronger, more grounded, and more capable of embracing the path ahead. Equally important is choosing your environment wisely. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who remind you of your worth, and who share a vision of growth and positivity. These connections are like anchors in the storm, keeping you steady and focused. When you spend time with those who inspire you, you'll find that the energy of change becomes something to celebrate rather than dread. Positive influences encourage you to rise to the occasion, to see opportunities where others see challenges, and to move forward with confidence. Seek out communities, mentors, or friends who share your values and support your journey. Together, you'll create a network of strength that makes embracing the shift feel natural and empowering. As you navigate this new energy, it's important to trust the process. Trust that the changes you're experiencing are leading you toward something meaningful. It's easy to doubt yourself, to question whether you're on the right path. But remember, you've been chosen for this moment. You carry unique gifts, insights, and strengths that are needed in this time of transformation. When you trust that everything is unfolding as it should, you'll find that the uncertainties start to fade. Each step you take, no matter how small, reinforces your confidence and strengthens your belief that you're exactly where you need to be. Part of embracing this new energy is letting go of what no longer serves you. As the world changes, certain habits, relationships, and thought patterns may no longer align with the person you're becoming. It's not always easy to release these things, but doing so creates space for growth. Imagine shedding an old, heavy coat on a warm spring day. The act of letting go might feel bittersweet, but it also brings freedom and lightness. By freeing yourself from the weight of the past, you open the door to new opportunities, new connections, and new insights that help you fully align with the shift taking place. As you embrace these changes, Remind yourself that you're not doing this alone. Others are walking this path too, and their experiences can provide valuable insight and encouragement. Share your journey, connect with others who are also feeling the shift, and offer your support. In doing so, you'll find that the new energy isn't something you have to face on your own. It's a collective movement. Together, you'll rise, strengthen one another, and create a ripple effect of positive transformation. The more you engage with this energy, the more you'll realize that you are an integral part of a much larger awakening. This is your time. You've been prepared for this moment, and you have everything you need to step forward boldly. By aligning your actions with your higher purpose, dedicating time to your spiritual growth, and surrounding yourself with uplifting influences, you'll find that this shift isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace. Comment, "I am chosen," if you're ready to walk this path. Thank you to our membership subscribers for your continued support. If you haven't joined yet, click the link in the description to become a member and support this community. Together, we'll continue to rise, transform, and shine.